Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. What I do for you. Oh, I got something nice for you today. Let's get this party started. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive now. You got a good thing going. Let's continue. Right thinkers mission, and that's what I'm on. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers do just that. I got to be on my grind all the time to make that happen for you on a day-to-day basis. So that's why I'm here doing what I do. It's all for you. Let's go. So ask the question, do you know you? My mission is to get you to do just that, know thyself. So if you got a problem with that, it's rhetorical. If you don't know, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Help you to know you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard that. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. You avoid them. A person who knows but knows not that they know, they're spiritually asleep. You awaken them with spiritual knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you, right? Thinkers know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. I'm back in my book. Oh, I got something nice for you today. This was titled called Right Thinkers. Let's talk about the great truth. Number 4, Shedy and Maakheru. I think we talked about this a while ago, but I got some more stuff to add on to it and stuff I'm going to take out. But I got a nice little lesson I think I carved out. Hopefully you can get the message. Shedy and Maakheru. That's of the practice of the Shedy discipline, aka right thinking philosophy. Okay, we call it Shedy discipline. What happened? It leads to knowing oneself and the divine. I tell you, knowing thyself is knowing you and him one. This is what Shedy Maakheru will get you to understand. This is called what? Being true of speech. I try to stay honest, speak from the heart, not from that place of fabrication and nope, just truth. And when you're doing that, that's Maakheru. But when you study, you're able to do that. That's the point I'm trying to get you to show. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Let's go. Now, doing Shedy, what does it mean? It means to study what? Profoundly. You don't know what profoundly means? A lot. Put your time in. I'm a profound studier. That's just me. But that's what Shedy means, to study profoundly. To what? To penetrate the mystery. That means to know exactly what other people don't know. It's not a mystery to you. Why? Because you know. It's a mystery for those who don't know. So the mystery is what? She taught Netta and discover the nature of who? The divine. Now I do this. I'm pointing to really in the head. I'm pointing up there because that's what it considers. That's the concept. So there have been what? Several practices designed by who? The sage of ancient Kemet. For what? For to facilitate the process of what? Self-knowledge. I teach self-knowledge is better than scholarly, biblical, any other knowledge you can come up with. Why? Because you want something that's going to satisfy you. Knowing thyself is mastering self-knowledge. Shedy and Maakheru is the 4th level, 4th stage for that to happen for you. When you get here, you pretty much good to go. You can put the work in to get here. Watch this. Now, all the traditions related, whoa. So the process of what? Obtaining self-knowledge. There are what? The religious Shita traditions and the Sma SEMA, it means yoga disciplines. I teach you about yoga, okay? They go hand in hand. Watch this. Your yoga disciplines relate to them that what? That augment the spiritual practices. If you're practicing self-improvement, you're practicing getting closer to God, communing with God, it's going to be a yoga concept, okay? Hence Egyptian yoga, all right? But it's all about self-improvement, getting closer to your higher self, aka God. Meditation is you communing with your higher self. Prayer, you're talking to your higher self. So understand that. Now, all traditions relate to the teachings of what? The sage by means of myths. Again, we're telling you these are myths related to what? A particular god or goddess, but all of these Neteru are what? All related, like brothers and sisters, as they all, listen, they all have emanated from the same source, the one, the same parent, who is neither male nor female, but encompasses all the totality of the two, meaning is both. It can impregnate, it can be pregnant. That's the concept. We've been there, talked about that. We're moving on. Okay. Right thinkers. Your goal is to become Maakheru, and that means you transform one's consciousness by means of what? Truth living. The only way you can activate your Kundalini inside you to get it going is to live right, righteous and truth and virtuous lifestyle, aka Maya. Living into what? You become a proper vessel for who? For divine awareness. You will know God and yourself to be one. It is a purification. What you purify? The heart, which always allows the aspirant to be what? Worthy of divine communion. If you're honest with yourself, when you go into meditation, you commune with your higher self. You know you are connected to God. But you should know that's the purpose of it, that you can know there's somebody else working within you other than you. Lower self, ego. Higher self, Haru, aka God. Moving on. The great truth, which is number 4, is Shedy and Maakheru. Shedy is the study of spiritual teachings. We're studying spiritual truth. That's what I practice. That's what I teach. That's what I master. Shedy means what? To penetrate the mysteries, to master them, to know them, to live them, to become part of it, to uncover the mysteries. Shedy are spiritual disciplines, and Simatawi disciplines, again, that's where I originate from. This is what I mastered. My twist is the experiences that I've encountered. That's what makes right thinking, and not Shedy or Simatawi. But it's still based off the same principles, understanding, and philosophical points of view. Only thing different is they're my analogies. That's it. Moving on. So watch this. What we refer to in English as Egyptian yoga. Sematawi translated means Egyptian yoga. The first aspect of Shedy is what? The wisdom teachings of the goddess of wisdom, which is who? The goddess Aset. We went over her, okay? So let's get over here to the, let me get a quick picture. I like to do the picture thing. You see the two guys right there? That's Shedy coming to understand the good and the bad. Now down here, you're gonna see a lady with a kid. Okay, that's I said feeding her. Okay, and the concept is, you see the picture. I always wonder why this big kid standing on the deck. Again, learning as you go. I had the dots, but every now and then I connect that dot, and nobody never know I did it though. So I'm just letting you know that I just learned something. What's this? Now, I always look at that picture and say, now, I can see you sitting on your lap, and you sucking up the baby. But if he can stand up and reach the tit, he should be on his own. But what's this? This is symbolic meaning. And again, we say picture worth 1,000 words. What's this? The etymology of the term Shedy is as follows. We have the term she, excuse me, whoa, where was that? Where was that? Okay, excuse me. Right here it says, Aset, the goddess of spiritual wisdom. Okay, she's wisdom, her husband is spirit. They come together, you get offspring, which is Haru, which is us, express. People who want to be better, okay, live another level. And what I just showed you is called Shedet, Shedt, with a T. That's the female determinative. When you see the T at the end of the word, it usually means female. So it means to suckle. From the baby, from the newborn, okay, she's nourishing him with that. But now, as he get older, it turns into a little something different. And I thought I had the definition for that somewhere right here. I think I'm gonna run across it over here, but it's right on point. You see that I had to get that point, so when you hear it, you'll understand. So here we go, right here. Now, the etymology term for Shedy is follows. What we have seen the term shed, Shed. That means to dig. That means to get in. That means to get under the surface or to excavate. Okay, that gives rise to what the term Shedy, Shedy, and that means then we have shed with the T, Shedt, and that means what? Which means to suckle, as in the suckling child, right there. We see in the Madonna, that's her with the baby. Now we see him as the young boy, and she still, watch this, as a suckling child, and Shedy, which means to study profoundly. She told him that's what he needed to do as a young boy, to what? Penetrate the mysteries for himself, which is what we're doing. So watch this. Through that image of the goddess, mother and child, we are to understand that our set is given Haru spiritual nectar, aka knowledge of self. The nectar of the spiritual teachings that what? That enriches the mind and the soul, and not just milk. Get it? This is what a spiritual preceptor does. I'm trying. Hold on. I got it. All you got to do is come get it. Sabai. S-B-A. S-E-B-A, excuse me. It means it's the male terminology of what? And Sabat, which is S-B-A-T, is the female. I tell you, whenever you have a T on the end, it let you know it's the female. So there is giving and receiving. Okay, what you mean? There is a sexual process that goes on. I love this concept. Pay attention, okay? There's a sexual process that goes on when spiritual teachings are disseminated by a spiritual preceptor, Sabai, S-E-B-A or S-E-B-A-I, they are the same, to aspirants, which are Sabats, okay, S-B-A-T. This concept, watch this, applies whether you are male or female. Why? If I were a female teacher, I would still be called a Sabai, S-E-B-A-I. Why? Siba, S-E-B-A. In the same way, why? This is because the teacher is the giver of information, the one who is acting in the male capacity, right, at that time. Metaphorically, again, the mouth, you ready for this, is the penis. The teaching is the DNA, okay, the information. The seed and the sound is what? The sperm that gets into the ear. I love this concept. I hope you can understand it. So they saying the teaching is the DNA, the strand. The seed of the soul is the sperm that goes where? Into the ear. You're hearing it, okay? Which is the vagina. The mouth is the penis. The ear is the vagina. Why? Because the mouth goes into the ear, metaphorically. Remember, this is metaphorically. Don't sit try to figure out how you can put your penis in somebody's ear. Well, they do that freaky stuff, but no, that is a concept. This is a metaphor. And it means, which is the vagina is what is now being what? Fertilized, which is the soil of the mind. Again, we all up here. Everything up here, not down here. I'm dealing from the neck up. Some people take the waist. I take the neck. And watch this, to give birth to what? Spiritual enlightenment. It's a process. I just explained it to you. What? The mouth is the penis. The Intelligence, intellect, or the message is the DNA. The seed and the sound is the sperm that goes into the ear, aka the vagina, that fertilizes the soil, which is the mind, and gives birth to what? Spiritual enlightenment. Woo-wee! That's tough. When I read that, I was all in because it made perfect sense. I hope it do to you. But watch this. However, realize that you must be a willing participant in order to become pregnant with the teachings. The student, when the student is ready, the master will appear. You got to hear it. Your discernment will let you know, yo, man, yeah, okay. Only then, if you're a willing participant, is the only way you will get impregnated with knowledge of self. Only then will it what? Take root where? In your mind. I keep telling you, we up here. But what must happen first? You prepare the soil of your mind. How? By clearing away the weeds and rocks, aka the negative thoughts and the dull-witted nature. Just be a dull, okay. You got all that got to go. Then you must what? Introduce the fertilizer, a teacher. Water and sun. Watch this. That is purity. Wisdom and devotion. That's what you're going to be doing. Gaining and doing. Then what will happen? Then you will have results. How? What you mean? Otherwise, you may hear the teachings. If you ain't ready, it don't mean nothing to you. But you will not be able to what? Listen or heed to it because you ain't ready. Be a willing participant. A lot of us are there. I did a lesson. It's hard to teach somebody who don't want to learn. That's what makes my job hard. As a teacher, I just give it to you. As a student, you got to do the learning. So some people want to fight. Okay, but watch this. When you're in that ignorant state, you won't heed to it. And what happens? It will fall on deaf ears no matter how much you try. That's why I tell you in my opening statement. Those who believe they know and don't know, leave them alone. Why? That tells you right there. It's going to be a hard fight. Now, we got what we call Shedy. And what it says is here, okay, you see four things, well, it's three things, but it says four steps and three parts. Let me break it down for you. Shedy, the great truth of Netarian philosophy and realized by means of four disciplines and three steps, okay? Each step, you got four of them, but you got three disciplines. And we at the fourth step right now, the Shedy and Maakheru, that's the fourth great truth. But doing that, every step has a three-step process. It's called listening, ritual, and meditate. In that order. Sejim, which is spelled Sedjm, Shedy. That means learning the wisdom of the Netarian tradition, and it was six of them. I went over them before. You listen, watch this. Remember these? It's called Shita Asar. That's Asarian theology. We just got finished doing that. Teaching the Asarian tradition. Shita Anu. That's the first time, the first place they teach the tradition of Ra. She taught Menifer, that's the Patah concept. They teach the Patah tradition. Then she taught Waset, again, teaching Amun tradition. Went over that. She taught Naret, that's the female goddesses. Went over that recently. Teaching of who? The goddess tradition, the females. She taught Atun. That's Akhenaten's concept of the sun being God, teaching of the Atun tradition. And I went through all these. We're going down the next line. That's listening. So you heard about them. You know about them. Aru Shedy, which is step number 2, which is the ritual or the reflection aspect of learning. Aru Shedy, which is Ari Mayat Shedy, which means righteous action, which is rituals to purify the gross impurities of the heart. As a Mason, we're taught to use our gavel to break off the superfluities of our life. Same concept here. They said the superfluities of the heart, meaning ignorance, anger, all the negative aspects in your character upset, you want to chip them off, so to speak. In the Masonic, they give you a little guidance to do that. You became a rough asher, making it to be a perfect asher, working on yourself. Again, making yourself a better individual to be in the sight of God. Simple as that. So moving on now, that's called Aru Shedy. That's what you're doing. And doing that is called the ritual. You got Mayat Shedy, which is what? The true study of the ways of the hidden nature of Netta. Balance in your life, following for the true confession of Mayat. Next one is you got Mayat Akhu, meaning true in deeds that lead to glory. Living righteous, doing virtuous activities on a day-to-day basis takes you there. Then you got Ma'at Aru, true ritual. Practice, practice, and practice some more. That's Mayat. Next one is the last one. Excuse me. Then you got Shemaiah, spelled Shmai. That means divine music. Music has always been important from our ancestors. Okay, we the creators of the drums, the meat, the tum tum. We the music creators. Then you got semi payu, which means meditation of the motion. The two goddesses I tell you about, Isai and Hotep, motion and motionless. Okay, they go together. Then you got Neder Aret, divine offerings, which is what? Selfless service and virtuous living. That's my yacht's calling card. Okay. Now the last one. Au Shidi. I just did that meditation. I just did lesson on meditation last week. It means Aum Neder Shidi, which means meditation, experience the transcendental supreme self. There's the 5 forms of Netarian meditation disciplines include. They are Arat Sakim, that's meditation on the subtle life force, which is serpent power or Kundalini power. Ari Sama Maya, that's meditation on the righteous action, my favorite. Nu Pu Ashet, meditation on the great I am. Okay, that's the meditation part. When you're meditating, you need to have a focus, a point, and understanding that you can go to reference. Then you got Nut Ra Aku. That's meditating on the glorious light of knowledge of self. Last one, Reek, Rekh. That means meditation on wisdom teachings, aka Maya philosophy. Now I'm going to wrap it up. Got a little bit. I got a little bit more. Okay. This is gonna break down the 4 breakthroughs. I'm trying to get through it real quick, but I hope you get this lesson. I'm enjoying this. So now you want all that you want to know. The question is, so how do all this come together? There you go. Now I can wrap it up. Here I go. Put the bow on this one. The great truth of Netarian, aka right thinking philosophy, are realized by means of the 4 disciplines we just went over in the 3 steps I just told you about. So let's try to simplify it so it does not look or think to be so complicated. Listening, reflecting, and meditation are the 3 basic steps of the wisdom teachings practice. In order to learn anything, that's the philosophical process that you have to go through. The one thing I got an issue with, my Christians, y'all don't institute meditation. Moving on. In the wisdom teachings process of the spiritual practice, you have to what? Listen to the teachings, and you have to do what? Practice the ritual related to the teachings, and then you what? Meditate on the teachings. Myth, ritual, metaphysics are what? 3 steps of religion. Hello, even in religion, you have to do the same thing. Sejam is the what? The term that means to listen and heed. It's okay to listen, but if you ain't adhering to what you're listening for? You're gonna go in one and out the other. Without the heeding, that's what it's doing. So that's what you want Sejam, to heed to what you're hearing. When you listen, something righteous, you are supposed to what? Heed to it. And also act in accordance with it. That's knowing right from wrong. When you know right, you should do right. You know wrong, you should not do wrong. So understand that. You are not supposed to what? listen to it, and then forget about it. Meaning they're going to go in and one out the other. Such as the ways of what? Many, listen, such as the way many Christians treat the Ten Commandments. And I agree. I know my Christian church family. They live by the tenets that's set forth for them to be good Christians. I don't have a problem with that at all. But what I had a problem with when I was in church, when I was going to other places, I didn't see that. I didn't see what they were saying. They were saying this, but they weren't doing that. So it didn't match to me. So it turns me off. I'm in an environment, in an atmosphere where what they say, they do. Starting with the pastor from the top down. It's a trickle down effect. And if you got good at the top, everything else got to come in. If you got bad at the top, ain't gonna be no good. So understand that. So that's the concept. And even religion is the same thing. A good religious pastor will have a good flock and do good things. But it's a bunch of bad ones that make the good ones look bad. I know that too. So I stand by the ones I know is good. Trust me. Without that, I just told my pastor just this morning, we talk every morning. I said, dude, thank God, religion can thank God for you, my church family, because I got something that I can use to validate my concept. Before, I'm just going on what I saw, and I didn't like nothing I saw. So I was against all of that. Hanging out with my church family for 10 years, I don't have a problem with good Christian followers of what they put. And he said, if they don't follow the Ten Commandments, they're going to follow like anything else. They're not meant a right thinker. If you ain't following my tenets to the Lord, you're going to fall off. It ain't going to work. So it's the same thing. Watch this. So they know about them, but watch this. They put that out of what? Their mind. We justify wrong act. Before we do it, we know it's wrong. We're going to make a mind in our mind to justify doing the act. Trust me, been there, done that. It's human nature. So watch this. They put out their minds and go ahead and what? Do it, whatever they want their way. That's self-serving at the highest. Understand that. A lot of people who don't know, when you do what you want to do, you're serving yourself. When you do what's right, that's serving your higher self. That's a big difference, trust me. And it's easy to know. Once you have the teaching, you listen to the teachings, and then it's time for you to aru, which is what? It means practice the ritual, the things that are to be done with respect to the teaching. Then it is time for what? Aru, U-A-A-H, or meditation on it. When you do those things, rituals should be taught of here, not as just traditional actions, but to do and finish up so you can get home and watch TV. You don't go to church. I don't go to church worrying about what time the service is. I remember back in the day, I got to be out here by 1 o'clock while the football game is on. I got something else to do. A whole different mindset at church now. I go to church when it's over. Okay, I feel refreshed. I feel like I got something. I feel the vibe. I feel the spirit. I feel good and rewarded. Remember, I got an hour ride to go there. And if I don't get that feeling, another thing. Trust me, it's worth it. So when you practice the ritual, here is what? The science of acting out the myth. The myth don't mean nothing until you what? Acted out what? The teachings in order to have what? Your experience. Your experience of the myth is what makes the myth work. Your understanding of it, your practicing of it, once you experience it, now you're good to go. Why? It's power. You understand it's power and the glory that makes it effective in your own personal life. God is the individual God. Every individual got to experience him for themselves to become a true God follower. There's a bunch of believers. The followers are far and few between. Why? Because they don't recognize the experience. But we're getting better. I'm starting to see that. I'm starting to see some change. I love that. So that's why I continue doing what I'm doing. I'm keep on plugging. Watch this. There are 3 kinds of rituals. Understand that need to be practiced. I'm gonna get you to it right quick. And when? On a daily basis. You got daily rituals, you got monthly rituals, and you got the annual rituals. That's 3 rituals. So you figure them out. We got a reason. And now you correlating, and that's one is the correlation of the great truths and the Shedy disciplines. There are 4 spiritual disciplines with 3 steps. Again, you listen, reflect, or a ritual, and you meditate. It don't change. And watch what happens. Great truth. We're going to run from it from the great truth side to the Shedy discipline side. Okay, it's a quick lesson. I'm gonna run through it right quick for you. But that's what it looks like. I can't see. Okay? Great truth, number one. God is one and all things manifest through him we call Netaru. Okay, that's nature. Shedy discipline states you listen to that teaching, you become wise by understanding it, you learn the mysteries as taught by that or by an authentic teacher, which allow this profound statement to be understood. I'm giving it to you. I'm breaking it down for you. All you got to do is implement it. That's my job. Okay. Great truth. Number two. Unrighteousness brings fetters. That word again, fetters, that's the ego side set doing stuff that you're going to have to be responsible for. It's going to be by your own doings. And unrighteousness brings fetters and what? They cause ignorance to the truth of number one. Being ignorant of your higher self will cause you to do dumb stuff. Watch this. Remember, the sign for set is the man with a hatchet to his head. I'm going to modernize it and put a man with a gun to his head. Same terminology, self-destruction. Same thing. Acting, again, number two, acting and living by what? Truth. By applying the Maya philosophy on right action to become virtuous and how to purify one's heart. Doing good deeds, treating people right, doing things for the right reason. All those is positive things that you'll be recognized for from your higher self. That's where the blessings come in at. You do good deeds, good things that happen. Hello? I know for a fact, if I was to gamble, I would win. Why? Because I'm luck. If I gave a chance right now, I know my luck is good. I just refuse to use that way. Simple. I proved it. I'm done with that. Why? Man, you can go last city and win. And that's going to impress God. How? I can stay home and give lessons to my right thinkers, improve their life and better themselves. He recognized that more than me going winning some damn money in Land City. So I'm not built that way. Moving on. Number three, right quick. Devotion to God allows the the personality to free yourself from its fetters. When you decide to devote your righteous living for a better, higher purpose, that's what you're doing. Watch this. And you'll stop doing the dumb stuff to yourself. That's the purpose. Devotion to the divine is what allows the personality purified by what? Truth to eradicate the subtle what? Ignorance that binds it to mortal existence. We are more than the physical body, but we have to become conscious of that and raise our level of knowledge and understanding of who we are for real from the inside, not the five senses that we go by. Spirituality is raising your conscious level to think, not to feel, not to sense. Right thinking, spiritual. Last one, again, number four. The Shedy discipline, aka right thinking philosophy, are the greatest form of worship of the divine. Why? Because you're giving up yourself, you're doing right by others, and that's what God wants you to do as human beings for one another. Remember, spiritually, we're all sisters and brothers. Y'all talk that good stuff, but we don't put it into action. So, right thinkers, our goal is to show you what we're saying, not do a whole bunch of saying, but we're going to show you. Moving on. Meditation, the final section, the final concept before what's going to happen should happen. Meditation allows you, the whole person, to go beyond this world of time and space, the physical concepts, gross to subtle ignorance to what? Mortal human experience to what? Discover that which transcends time and space, which is your higher self, the essence of what's inside you, aka know thyself, and you'll know God, and you are one. Wrapping it up. For that to happen, see that little I at the end right there? This is what we are. All the things we just went through is to get to that I. I usually rock my I, but watch this. This is the reason. The Great Awakening When you practice the four truths and master them, you have what they call the Great Awakening. Now, this occurs when all the great truths have been mastered and realized by what? Personification or perfection of the Shedy discipline, meaning mastering every aspect of your character, of yourself, to what? To realize your true nature and actually experience oneness with the transcendental supreme being. When you had that experience with God, that shit says it all. That should put you in a frame of mind where I'm a loyal servant to my higher self, not to man. It's a spiritual and mental thing. That's why I call it right thinking philosophy. You can imply it, you can use it, and it will work. Why? Our ancients been using it since forever. We just stopped. So I'm just bringing it back, and I know for a fact because I use it, I know that it works. And I got to be okay. Last part of here, I'm about to wrap it up. Sorry about that. I want you to understand. Watch this. That the practice of religion, again, and the practice of Shidi, which is yoga disciplines, should lead to the same spiritual realization. Again, my church family, they got to God. My pastor, he's the God understanding, man. So he went his way, I got there my way. But the fact that we're there, I'm good with that. Watch this. And if you go through either path, religion or the myth, the ritual and mysticism, which what express as devotion, action, and meditation, respectively, according to the three steps we just discussed. Aspiration, that's who we are. Aspiring to do better. Striving to be what? Established within ourselves with what? Knowledge of self. If you go through this path of yoga, you have the what? Shidi, you master the Shidi disciplines by meditating, showing devotion, gaining wisdom, and get right action. Tantrism Tantrism is another form of Shidi discipline, also meaning getting involved from doing. I tell you, I don't do the move, I don't do that stretching, none of that. So I don't do the Tantrism, but that's the other part of spiritual enlightenment or Shita that you can practice and master for yourself. I go to the gym every day, so I get my physical workout. That's the end of this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. The whole point was me to get you to understand Shidi and Maakheru is what you want to do. That's the end result of you knowing you, speaking truth, speaking from the heart, and knowing thyself. That's what right thinkers do. Keep doing what you do. I'll be back to help you.